She overextended that left leg, it looks like. That's not good. That's not a good sign.
What an exciting game that was. Okay, we just saw the Indiana Fever defeat the Atlanta Dream. I believe this is their fifth time meeting up already for this current 2025 WNBA season. And unfortunately, guys, it will be the last, okay? The whole Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever series, in my opinion, of this current season was everything, okay? Every time the matchups were to match up, whether it was at the Indiana Fever's home court, whether it was down in Atlanta, okay, at the Atlanta Dream's home court, it was always fiery. It was spicy, it was entertaining, and it was competitive, okay? They kept going back and forth, okay? Throughout this current season, okay, when it was Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever series, they would like lose or beat each other by like 1 point, 2 point, 3, 4, 5 points. Okay, it was very close games. In today's game, unfortunately, okay, the Atlanta Dream started off very well until that fourth and final quarter when everything just went to HE double hockey sticks. Okay, the Atlanta Dream crumbled like a cookie thrown into a glass of warm milk. Okay, because in today's game, it concluded with the Indiana Fever having 99 points, guys. The Indiana Fever almost had 100 points. They had 99 points, whereas the Atlanta Dream had 82 points. In the second quarter, we see Rhyne Howard, guys, get like a terribly, just like a nasty leg injury. I was so scared and terrified when she had went. Now she made impact, I believe, like with the court, and like you see her like immediately wince in pain. You know, she's grimacing in the face. She goes down. She's grabbing at her leg, and the fact that when I saw those two people help her, like the assistants or whatever, the trainers, and they was like helping, they had to literally carry her out like she was limping, but like on that leg that she had injured, she wasn't walking on it at all, she wasn't standing on it. I was terrified. Something in me, I was like, I just know, I really believed at that moment that she had torn her ACL, and I'm like, she's about to, we got the WNBA All-Star game coming up, and it's like I was just so heartbroken. I was like, no, Ryan, please be okay. But thankfully, guys, some sort of miracle, we see her return to the game like the third quarter. Again, Jordin Canada did amazing. Alicia Gray did amazing. Rhyne Howard, of course, she did amazing. The Fever Girls, Leah Boston. So Sophie Cunningham had like what, 4 threes. Brianna Jones, she got fouled out in the fourth and final quarter, along with Leah Boston. We seen Leah Boston and Brianna Jones just giving it to each other. Okay, in the paint, they was getting really rough. Okay, was fighting over that real estate, and it was just so ironic. Like first, Brianna Jones got her sixth foul called on her, so she gets ejected, out of the game in the fourth quarter. And then, like, immediately after she got out the game, we see Aaliyah Boston. And, Aaliyah Boston always, like, she one of them girls who, like, growing up, you can tell, like, she's not used to, like, being disciplined. And she's, like, not used to being in trouble. She's Miss Goody Two-Shoes. I say that in a good way. Anytime Aaliyah Boston get called for a foul, she be looking, like, in disbelief. Like, I can't believe it. What do you mean? What do you mean you're putting a foul on me? So when she got ejected, she was like, what? Are y'all serious? They got the wrong girl. Aaliyah Boston is hilarious, okay? But in the first quarter, guys, of the game, the Atlanta Dream scored 23 points, the Fever scored 21. The second quarter comes around, the Dream was able to still score 22 points after losing Rhyne Howard. Okay, because again, shout out to Jordin Canada. Jordin Canada was on fire. The girl ain't nothing but 5'6", guys. Okay, 5'6". Jordin Canada is a fireball. So in the second quarter, the Dream scored 22 points. The Fever scored 19 points. The third quarter comes around. This is when the Atlanta Dream was starting to just, they had a little dip a little bit. Okay, they just dipped. The Atlanta Dream scored 20 points. The Fever scored 29 points. The fourth and final quarter, guys, this was the final nail in the coffin. They literally buried. The Fever cooked, okay? They cooked their host, and then they buried their host, being the Atlanta Dream, into the ground. They put them 6 feet under in the fourth quarter. The fourth and final quarter, the Dream only scored 17 points, and the Indiana Fever scored 30 points, thanks to the efforts of, say, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston, even though she got out the game after that, like in the half mark of the fourth and final quarter, she was out, but she was contributing. Caitlin Clark, etc., etc. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, again, guys, after the Indiana Fever did like some dishes the other day by the Golden State Valkyries at their home court, something told me like, you know what, they reeling about that. Okay, that was Caitlin Clark's first game returning back to the court, and they got defeated and they got destroyed by 19. They had a 19-point deficit, a 19-point loss. They had to do something. Okay, so the Land Dream come back to their home court in Indianapolis. They was like, it's up. Let's break down the individual player statistics for each team, starting with the Dream. Rhyne Howard, guys, put up 14 points, had 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Brianna Jones had 6 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. Brittany Griner somehow was able to put up 10 points, had 1 assist and 8 rebounds. She was a mess in this game. If you ask me, she was playing bum basketball. She too tall. She was the tallest woman on that floor. She one of the top like 5 tallest women in the league in the WNBA period. She's like 6'8", but like 6'9", almost 6'10" with shoes on, and getting no rebounds. getting her shot blocked by like 5 foot. I think it was Kelsey Mitchell, who was like that 5'9". It was just ridiculous. Like Brittany Griner needs to figure out who she is, because it's just embarrassing. Jordin Canada, guys, was the leading scorer for the Atlanta Dream in tonight's game. She had 30 points, had 8 assists, and 3 rebounds. Alicia Gray only had 6 points. Alicia! And she put up a couple of threes. Obviously that's where it came from. So yeah, when Alicia Gray has a bad shooting night, Rhyne Howard only put up 14 points in the 26 minutes she played, because again, like, she was sat down due to that leg injury. But Alicia Gray only put up 6 points, had 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Naz Tillman had 3 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Maya Caldwell had 6 points, 0 assists, 1 rebound. Nia Coffey had 7 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds. Now Tahina Powell, I kept wondering, I'm like, where is Tahina at? Where is Powell? She was able to only she played only for 5 minutes, and she made 0 points, had 2 assists, and 0 rebounds. Now let's talk about the winners of tonight's game. Okay, the individual player statistics. Let's start with Natasha Howard. She had 9 points, 0 assists, 7 rebounds. Lexi Hall had 5 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, one of the main leading scorers of tonight's game, she had 19 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Caitlin Clark was able to manage 12 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell was the leading scorer for the Indiana Fever in tonight's game. She had 25 points, 3 assists, 0 rebounds. Sophie Cunningham put up 16 points, had 1 assist, 10 rebounds. Erin McDonald only had 6 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. And Damaris Dantas put up 7 points, had 0 assists, and 2 rebounds. Now let's talk about the overall team stats for each team. Okay, when it comes to points made in the paint, the Dream scored 34 points, whereas the Fever scored 40. When it comes to fast break points, the Dream had 12, because Jordin Canada, guys, she is like a little freaking choo-choo train. At 5'6", okay, she'd be running faster than Kelsey Mitchell, okay? Fast break points, Atlanta Dream had 12 points, Fever had 8. When it comes to the biggest lead, Atlanta Dream had 8-point lead, okay, over the Indiana Fever in this game, whereas the Fever had a 20-point lead over the Atlanta Dream in this game. When it comes to team rebounds, the Dream had 7, Fever had 12. When it comes to team turnovers, they were both even. Both Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever had 14. Points made off of turnovers. Now, Dream scored 16 points off of their turnovers, whereas the Indiana Fever was able to convert turnovers into 20 points. Again, I'm saddened, okay? That was good entertainment. I'm saddened that this is the last Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever matchup that we will see. I believe the Fever won 2 out of the 5 matches, and I believe the Dream won 3 out of the 5 matches when it comes to them, in the series when it was Dream versus Fever games. But again, this was an incredible game. I'm glad that Rhyne Howard's leg is okay. Again, shout out to Jordin Canada. Gertie put up 30 points. You held it down when Rhyne Howard took that nasty fall. But in the 4th and final quarter, the Atlanta Dream got to figure out why they can't, close out games properly. Because, again, like, they had a huge lead, an 8-point lead, okay, at the most during this game. But they led for the majority of this game. But in the 4th and final quarter, again, they crumbled. They crumbled like some cookies. But again, shout out to the Indiana Fever. They won this game fair and square. Okay, they did not let up on them defensively and offensively. Okay, they just kept getting better throughout the game. Whereas the Atlanta Dream, they started off hot, and they eventually ran out cold. Again, shout out to Jordin Canada and Rhyne Howard of this game. Indiana Fever is back for revenge.